Welcome to another episode of the Talking Shop Podcast. This is Michael. This is Jacob from It's Cobb and Medium Rare Cards. We're coming at you live Monday afternoon, ready to talk some shop on the Talking Shop Podcast. What's up, boys? Michael?
Not much. Not much. Had a good weekend, ready to get going. But before we get going, let me just do a quick rundown. We're about to jump into the opening rip after this little intro. Josh is going to talk about new in the shop. That's what's heading to the shop, maybe some filler inventory coming in. We got some hobby news to talk about. Some, I don't know, things to maybe debate, hopefully. Then we're going to go with some hits from the shop and then wrap things up with crazy stat of the week. But first, the opening rip. Josh, hopefully, I think you mentioned this. You had a great weekend in the shop. Give me the good news.
Yeah, this weekend I would rank it. Oh, I got music for that. In the 6 years I've been running this shop, probably in our top 10 weekends of all time. Top 10,
Nice.
top 15. It was a super strong weekend. It was just, I don't know why. Nothing crazy released on Friday, but it was just a busy weekend. I think you turned a year older, right?
Yes, Mackie brought it up. I was hoping to get through this episode without anybody bringing that up, but I did. I turned 50.
You're old.
I can remember, and chime in, guys, in the comments. I can remember when I thought 50 was practically dead.
Let me ruin it for you. I'm half
Agreed.
your age, exactly.
Wow. Yeah. But it was nice and quiet. No, we didn't have a big party, not a big to do. So that's what I wanted. Got to spend some time with the kids and the family, and you're right, Mackie. Age is nothing but a number, but that number keeps getting larger.
And you're 50 and you have a full head of hair, so there you go. Not a lot of 50-year-olds can say that. So
I do. Thank you.
I don't, so that's why I'm growing out the beard again. So
I wish I could grow the beard out. I wish. I've been told that I just need to. You have to train it, but I just don't think there's any hair follicles there. I don't think it's going to happen. But
that's one of those conspiracy theories.
For my birthday, I went to the Hickory Card Show. Saw a couple of guys from the shop. Saw George there. Saw some of my soccer guys there. So it was good catching up with everybody. First show of the year for me. But man, I don't know if it's just pent up demand because people are looking to spend some Christmas money, or people may have gotten their tax returns already. I don't know, but it was popping off.
I think the hobby, I read another sports card shop noted, because the Dallas show was this past weekend, I believe. And the vibe from that show was that the hobby is, again, alive and well, and it's kind of back in swing. And I mean, our weekend was a reflection of it. And I didn't feel like any of it was tax return, Christmas money. It was just, a hobby that's alive and well. The hobby has changed. What was alive and well 2 years ago isn't alive and well necessarily now, but alive and well.
Yeah, and I was looking around, and this may be the year. We'll see. This may be the year. Things still have to change for me a little bit, but it may be the year I start leaning into vintage. Vintage something. I think the lessons learned from injuries and sort of prospects that aren't sort of panning out, that vintage may be something that I get into. And it may not just be like old stuff, because that stuff doesn't resonate with me. But vintage for me is like, maybe some really just getting into some 90s inserts. and not even basketball inserts, but like baseball inserts. And we've got a baseball insert. Here's a teaser. We've got a baseball insert to show you later in the show that reminds me of a card that we've talked a lot about on this show. But glad to hear that.
I'm gonna chastise you for calling '90s cards vintage. I know you're old, but, and I know '90s cards are getting old now, but don't call that vintage. But that would be a good thing to get into. '90s inserts are the bomb.
Yeah. And I think what's happening is that is a sentiment in the hobby, and designers, the people designing cards now are sort of looking. They must have '90s vintage, or sorry, not vintage, '90s
Classic.
inserts laying around on their desks when they're designing some of these inserts now. And you'll see. It's a little teaser for hang in there for later in the show. But
when I show some hits from the shop that customers have pulled, there's a couple cool inserts. I think a couple of them are from this new Bowman's Best release that look really cool. So
yeah. So Mackie is saying that there's a big show or a good show coming up this weekend. Where is that, Mackie? Chime in the comments. We'll make sure we tell everybody about that show.
Mackie does what my wife does. No matter where it's at in relation to where we are, Rock Hill, Charlotte area, everywhere is up.
It's up.
Like, let's go up to Florida for the weekend. No, Mackie, I think you're below us, right? Goldsboro. No, wait, Mackie is up.
Up
Mackie,
and to the
I
right.
apologize. You are completely correct, and I am wrong, and you're nothing like my wife.
I did watch a little football. My Super Bowl picks have been ruined. I picked the Lions and the Bills were eliminated last night. Good football.
You still got the Lions, right? You still got the Lions.
I do. So now I'm a Lions fan.
Someone needs to fact check us, or you, or we had. Is mine still alive? I feel like I would have said 49ers Chiefs. I feel like that's what I said. On the NFC side, I can't vouch for that. Pretty confident I was Chiefs.
Yeah, Jacob, if you could, through all the clicking that we've got you doing, if you could go to our channel and find the Facebook, the YouTube short where it has us talking like chipmunks and we go through our picks. So you can pull that up. But yes, so Mackie, Goldsboro, North Carolina. I'm not really sure where that is, but if you are in that area, visit that show and let us know how it is. Mackie's saying Baltimore versus San Francisco. You heard it here first. I don't know, man. I don't know.
I mean, that's like the obvious one. If you pick that one, those are kind of the two strongest teams all year. But I think when we get to our crazy stat, I feel like nope. Mine's a basketball stat this week. It's actually I have two crazy basketball stats. Wait, so I'll give this one now. It's football related. We're talking about these playoffs. This was kind of cool. This is before this weekend games when Jordan Love and Stroud were still alive. It says quarterbacks making the first playoff start, and it was the two of them. You can't see it there, but there's Love and Stroud. Their completion percentages, this was the week before, they were both 16 for 21. Love had 272 passing yards, Stroud 274. Touchdown to interception, 3-0 both. They both had identical 157.2 passer ratings. That was the two quarterbacks that played to get themselves to where they were this weekend. Yeah. So I'm hoping, I mean, Stroud looks like the real deal long term. I'm hoping Love has kind of morphed into that stud as well.
Yeah. Yep. Well, that was this weekend. Let us know next weekend if you guys are going to go to that Goldsboro show and drop your picks for this weekend's games. You know, I think I'm still sticking with the Lions, and I just don't think that anybody's going to beat the Chiefs until the Super Bowl. So we'll see.
Have you seen that conspiracy to adds fuel to the conspiracy theory fire where some television station posted that Usher and Post Malone or whoever else is doing the halftime show will be performing at this year's Super Bowl with the Baltimore Ravens versus the 49ers. And it's like, tell me this isn't scripted. They're advertising it for the Niners Ravens game.
We'll see.
Now I hope
We'll
it's
see.
not that. Just to discount all the scripted guys.
Yeah.
The scripted conspiracy theories.
Well, Josh, what is heading to the shelves at Grand Slam this week?
So it's a decent week of a few staple releases. One of which being, although I heard this is supposed to come out Wednesday, good old Stadium Club baseball. I heard from a distributor today that it may have gotten pushed to Friday. So Blowout still has it on their release calendar for Wednesday, but regardless, it's coming this week. Stadium Club baseball. Donruss basketball. So this would be the second product where the rookies are in their pro uniforms. NBA Hoops being the first. It's been out for a month or two. And, Jacob hooked me up. Josh said Cowboys versus Chiefs. So we're both still alive with one team. I never bet against Mahomes. So Donruss basketball, the second pro uniform basketball product of the season, comes out Wednesday. Phoenix football.
Love that product.
A very desirable product that looks really good. I think we're seeing those are about $400 a box, FYI.
Never mind.
Yeah. I remember those were $150, and that's not a joke.
Mackerel, and CJ Stroud is pushing that product right there. That's who's carrying that product.
Yep. And then never before carried this product, Panini Prime Racing. That comes out this week, and I've actually got that coming. So
is that a NASCAR thing, or is that racing?
It is, at least I sure hope it is. When I ordered it, I assumed it was. So let me give the little product highlights. Prime is back, just like an old racetrack. This fan favorite returns to the lineup, and it's full of surprises. Find autographs of top stars, Hall of Fame drivers, and rising rookies. So there is one pack per box. Ooh. And in that pack, you get one base or parallel card, 3 autos, and 3 mems. So 7 cards total, 6 hits. It's Panini, so it should be licensed, and no pun intended. And
the NASCAR memorabilia is usually pretty insane too.
Oh yeah,
it's not boring.
That is Friday, so we'll have that Friday. Another big release Friday for our Pokemon folks is the new release. Here it is on the screen if you're watching. Paldean Fates. This is a new subset, so currently there will only be Elite Trainer boxes. This is not a regular master set that has booster boxes and everything, but we were pre-selling some of these Elite Trainer boxes online, so if you want to pay for one early to guarantee yourself one, go to the post on Facebook and buy one. Otherwise, come in on Friday. If we have any left, you'll be able to buy one. So whoever made this post, I did not make this post, but they spelled available. It says pre-orders now available. But on my post, I put available.
That's usually something I do, but I can't take credit for that one.
Yeah,
I can't.
That was one I stole off Facebook from another card shop or another company. But
hey, Jacob, since I'm just a big fanboy of Topps Stadium Club, I know, Josh, that it may be pushed to Friday, but if you could click through that link and share that link on the screen, if you've listened to any part of these podcasts before, you're going to know that I'm a huge Stadium Club guy, just because of the photography. Scroll up a little bit. If you're not familiar with Stadium Club, sort of the case hit or sort of the chase is that beam team insert. And so you can see it there. They try to do like a little bit of a throwback feel to those. But if you like photography, if you like just great images and great design, Stadium Club is just a winner every year. But I think Topps or Fanatics is catching on to that sentiment, because I'd like to say that their products are getting better and better as far as the photography, especially like the image variations and the short prints. That is their photography is getting better and better every year, and but Stadium Club sort of leads the way there. So love that product. Mackie,
You know what, Mackie?
That's a Josh question.
You read my mind. I almost posted one today, but we're doing the podcast, and then one of my kids has a basketball game that I'm going to out of town after this podcast. Otherwise, because when I post a break and then I got to go do something, you guys always fill it fast, and then I can't break it, or I got to come down here at like 10 o'clock at night and do it, it's just fine, but that's what it is. Maybe tomorrow. I have some Absolute. I want to break through a little bit of it, and it's so expensive that it's about the only way. Thank you, big box breakers, for driving the price of this product too high. But that's a rant for another day. I want to do an entire podcast on me trashing big box breakers.
Let's do it
next week.
Next week episode.
I've been venting all weekend long to every customer that comes in the shop, not about breaking, about the big box breakers that are driving this product and ruining this hobby. But we'll save that for another podcast. Nothing wrong with breaking, especially when hobby shops do it, or
absolutely
the little guy does it. But
well, looking forward to the next one.
2 cases.
Yeah.
I mean, and even if a hobby shop was breaking 2 cases, it wouldn't drive the price up to $1,000 a box. And you'll hear why when we do my rant on a podcast. But
we'll have to schedule that one. And speaking of episodes, this is overall, we're in season 3. You guys are going to see it. Season 3, episode 22. But through the life of this, over the lifespan of this podcast, this is episode 98.
Ooh.
So maybe you can have your rant in episode 99, and then for episode 100, we're going to have to get creative and maybe do something special.
We go shirtless for our 100th.
Make that one the rant.
Podcast.
Yeah, we'll go shirtless.
Or pantless, but we just do it like this at the end of the podcast.
Who says we're not?
I'm already there, dude. Come on.
Oh, you guys have been doing that since season 1.
All right, time to move on to the next segment off of that one. Tough to recover. Let's get to what the thumbnail was talking about for this episode. And the question that I posed, because not only did he look great last night, but the Chiefs look great. Josh, is Patrick Mahomes already the second best quarterback in NFL history? And then I got a follow-up question.
I'm gonna play it less polarizing. No, but I think he's on his way there.
Okay.
Because answer me this. This will be if you were going to defend that position, what happens if the Chiefs play poorly this next weekend and he looks like he did in week 10, where the Chiefs were sputtering and their stats weren't good. They were getting beat here and there. It was like, man, Tyreek Hill being gone having Tyreek Hill really opened up that offense. And that's why the Dolphins looked so good, because Tyreek Hill was that valuable. Then all of a sudden everyone goes, whoa. So he's looked really good in the postseason. They seem to be clicking on all cylinders for the most part. And he is awesome, which is why I've stashed more of his cards away than I have anyone else outside of Brady, because I do think he has the potential to be. Jerome sent me a text after the game and said, if Mahomes wins a ring this year, he's going to start down that path of potentially catching Brady for Super Bowl rings. I still think that will never happen, because it's just an unheard of thing. And at some point, there's going to be this, along this road, that the kryptonite to Mahomes will appear, like Eli was for Brady. And there's going to be some quarterback that steals a couple of them here. Could be Lamar. There could be, the Burrow. I've said this before, the Burrows and the Herberts and they're going to Big Ben and Drew Brees their way to one here or there during the Mahomes era. And maybe Josh Allen will be the, I don't want to say Peyton Manning because Peyton ended up with a couple of them, but will he be the Phillip Rivers or the just really good franchise guy? Always got him in there, takes him far, just never wins one. That's going to be, it's going to be debated like early in Brady's career, Montana, Brady. We did that AT&T back in the late 2000 teens. We debated this at AT&T standing around the cooler, and it was Montana versus Brady, and then the rest is history. But you couldn't come to a conclusion at the time. Too many people were too one way about it. But
yeah, let me ask you this. Let's be. This is a very subjective list. I've pulled this up, but I'm just going to get sort of rapid fire here. And just say yes on whether or not Mahomes ranks higher than this quarterback. Is he better than Aaron Rodgers?
Yes.
Okay. Troy Aikman.
I really think he is. I think Aikman was a product of a great team and a great O-line.
Terry Bradshaw.
Can't answer. Never didn't see enough of him. I've heard old school guys say Bradshaw was awesome.
Yep. Drew Brees.
No. Could he be at the end of his career? Yes.
John Elway.
This is tough.
Yeah.
What these guys, I mean, I think he's better than most of those guys.
Well, while you think about it, the fact that you're bringing this up this early in his career, I think says all it needs to say.
That's a great point, Jacob. That's a great point.
And
Brett Favre or Steve Young, is he better than them?
Oof.
It's crazy, right?
Some guys, analysts will say, and even former players will say, kind of like Aaron Rodgers, when it was Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady, everyone is like, well, Aaron Rodgers is way more talented than Tom Brady.
Right.
Tom Brady's a better quarterback. So Mahomes could be more talented than all those guys, but not have as good a career or end with as good a career, or have a better career than all of those guys, but still not be as talented as a Brett Favre.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I like to be devil's advocate here, but because sometimes we're comparing apples to oranges, but
no, definitely. I think what's working in Mahomes's favor, especially with the old like guys like Marino and Steve Young, is that there was no internet back then, right? There was no 24-hour news cycle. And we live in a highlight society. And so Mahomes has, like, there is not a game to where there's just not a highlight throw or a no look or a highlight of him extending a play. So he's a product of that. I don't think he's there yet, but he's 28. I mean, he's got a lot of football left. It doesn't seem like he ever gets hit. You take away all of his vertical down the field weapons and he's still producing. So I think he's well on his way. I don't think he's there yet. I mean, I would still
a great all-around quarterback, which a lot of people like. Brady was a thrower. Michael Vick was mainly a runner.
Yeah.
Patrick Mahomes kind of has a little bit of everything.
That's what's making
Lamar
Jackson so dangerous, is because he's a run first, can't really pass, and now he can pass. And so you've got to deal with him as a great passer and him as the best runner on the field. It's like having Michael Vick and Aaron Rodgers rolled into one guy. It's like,
it's crazy.
Good luck trying to stop it. And why I think Stroud is kind of like in the sense of Mahomes, just watching a little bit that I watched of Stroud, is they're pass first, but they can run if they have to. And Josh Allen is that in between. He's kind of 50-50 and super dangerous. But yeah, David's saying, will we be saying the same thing next week if Lamar beats him? Yeah, I brought that up right at the beginning. It's like, if he looks like week 10 Mahomes, will we be saying that? And again, other Dave says he's better than Steve Young, Favre. But man, you go back and watch some of the things that both of those two quarterbacks do, to Michael's point, where you just didn't get those highlights streaming on Facebook Reels and TikToks all week long. They did some crazy things. And I went back and watched
just go back and watch. Go look at highlights of Steve Young, and
more so. Like, and I'm a huge Steve Young guy. More so, even probably Brett Favre. You go watch his
Brett Favre, Randall Cunningham. Go look at a Randall Cunningham highlight reel.
People make the argument like NBA back in the day versus NBA now,
right?
Yeah,
you know that rabbit hole.
And the LeBron versus Jordan. LeBron's going to own most every record by the time that dude's hardly slowing down.
Yeah.
But it's just two different eras.
It is two different eras. And then that's why you just have to do it. I think the fairest way to do it is just Super Bowls, right? And so we'll see. We'll see.
Even that though, like I was thinking, people always, my generation is always Peyton Manning or Tom Brady. Manning has a lot of the records and has a lot of skill. Brady has the championships. I think that Mahomes right now isn't going to need a bunch of Super Bowl wins to still be a memorable quarterback talking 40 years down the line.
Yeah.
Well, I'll snuff out your sentiment because Brady ended up with all of Manning's records anyway, too. Brady ended up with most of them. He passed all of them. And Drew Brees had him in touchdowns and yards and everything. And Brady had a couple more years to play and ended up eclipsing all those as well. So Brady's got the stats, the longevity, the wins, the percentages, and the rings. And Brady, coming from the biggest Brady homer in the world, Brady was also a product of the greatest coach of all time. And some circumstances as well, good and bad. We can argue that another day. But I think it's fair to put Brady first. And then the next 9 guys, you can have such an assortment based on all the different things they did.
Right.
I mean, Favre's record of 20 straight years without missing a game, or it was something. It's like Cal Ripken's streak. That Favre streak will never be broken.
Yep.
Someone Google that. I think it was 20 years without missing a game. That's just unheard of. He played with broken things and strained things and bruised ribs and cracked ribs, and these guys are also a product nowadays of pass. Yeah. Can't touch the quarterback.
And the league's protecting the quarterbacks more now too. Before we move on to this what is going to be one of my favorite inserts, I think of all time, is I want to talk about Josh Allen just for a bit. And I'm going to sort of pivot, and this will make sense, but you don't watch a lot of golf, do you, Josh? Probably never, right?
Almost zero, yes.
Almost zero. So, do you know of a guy named Tiger, right? You know who Tiger is. There was a guy in his shadow, a left-handed golfer named Phil Mickelson. And I think Josh Allen is the Phil Mickelson of football.
Yeah. I know
Phil went on to win a lot of majors and have a lot of success. And Josh Allen will win a lot of games and have a lot of passing records, and he's a fan favorite. But this guy, I think he was just born in the wrong era. I just think, or maybe even in the wrong division. Because all the roads to the Super Bowl go through Kansas City right now, and he just could not figure out a way to beat Patrick Mahomes. And I feel for the kid because I love watching that kid play, and I love how Buffalo loves him, and the hobby loves him. I mean, his cards hold some value. I mean, and they will for a long time, but I feel for him. I felt
I
bad for
wish
him
I
last
could
night.
I wish I could remember all the details because Rex Ryan, I think which Ryan is on ESPN all the time, the short
That's
hair
Rex.
one. Rex. So he was defending Josh Allen and saying like, this is the best quarterback I've ever seen in person.
Yep.
And he gave some arguments that made you go, well, he's not wrong. And so it was like, fans, these guys are just getting started. Josh Allen is going to get his. And again, maybe the Peyton Manning is a better analogy. Always had to go up against Brady, and they played in the same conference. And so only one of them was getting a ring, and most of the time it was Brady, or one of them was getting to the big dance. And most of the time, almost every year, it was Brady. But there was a time or two where Peyton slipped through and got one. And that's probably going to be Josh Allen. But
I hope so.
Let me defend the kicker for the Bills, Bass. He missed that kick last night. And if you want to blame that, they were going to tie the game and Mahomes was going to have 1:40 and probably the best kicker in the NFL. They were going down the field and going to kick a field goal to win it. So as soon as they didn't score and I was like, oh, the Bills are going to kick a field goal to tie it, I looked at the clock. It was like 1:47. I was like, KC's still won it. They're going to go down and get in field goal range. There's too much time. And so I would give Bass all the comfort in the world saying, you missing that probably didn't have any effect on the outcome of this game. But
You're his
plus,
best
I always feel for the kickers. It's not fair for them.
Guys, drop it in the comments. Let us know what you think. Is Patrick Mahomes already the second best quarterback in history? And what do you guys make of Josh Allen? And where will he fit in the history of quarterbacks? We've got a little bit of a shorter show, Josh. So I do want to bring up this this insert that I found. What is it? Saying Mahomes is better. What? Hold on. Is like saying
that's two of our listeners take. But Anthony, if you were listening, we never said is Mahomes better than Brady. Brady has been crowned. Brady is the GOAT, and there's no debate. We were saying is Mahomes the second best of all time, and only time will tell. I think that's the verdict, right? Only time will tell.
He ain't first or last.
That's right. Shake and bake, baby. All right, Jacob, can you bring up that second eBay link? The second one, not that one. The second one.
This inserts in hits from the shop later that I was talking about.
Sweet.
So coincident. One of those. Not this one, the other one.
So if you guys have listened to this podcast before, you know that we've got an albino version of the Soul of the Game card. And this is Chipper Jones, one of my favorite guys. This is his Soul of the Game card with all the color. And just love this design. It just screams, 90s insert, early 2000s insert of one of the greatest players of all time for the Braves. I saw this insert, and this is in Bowman's Best. Josh, you said you sold out of that. Broke my heart. But go to that second link, Jacob. This is called Shellacked.
This isn't it.
So this is Michael Harris. And so it just, to me, this just screams that this is a modern Soul of the Game insert. This is probably a set that I will eventually try to put together. So your thoughts, Josh, on the shellacked insert?
If you want to see a shellacked or two card that was pulled from the shop this weekend, stay tuned for when we show off hits from the shop, because a couple did get pulled. I kind of agree to disagree, but no. I agree with you in a sense that I don't think they had that card in mind when they made this, but I think they have that mindset in mind for sure.
Yes.
And definitely. While we're talking about the Soul of the Game card, I'll remind people what ours looks like. Give a little update. We got an update today on that card. Breaking news in a sense. Let me have the screen. So there it is. So we sent this There it is. So this is the only one, as of right now, in existence. As you saw in the previous picture, this card, the words are supposed to be colored. So here's the problem. We sent this to Beckett. It got authenticated, but they gave the there we go. They gave the surface a 5 because of the missing color. So our argument was this is a misprint, so it shouldn't be docked in that regard. So we sent it back to Beckett. We got notification today that they are going to label it misprint.
Yes.
Which makes a huge deal when it comes to trying to be the only one. So they're going to authenticate it, slab it, and mark it as misprint and not give it a grade. That was our preference. We are waiting for the largest Jordan collector in the world to offer up big money because you will not find another one of this card. And if you do, let us know. But we have searched high and low, had tons of people search. No dice. So that's the little backstory if you're just joining us for the first time. I know we've got some listeners that have been started listening for the first time. So this card is a one of a kind. We have not been able to find any other card like it. Michael had it in his possession at the National, right? In Golden Auction. Did a little snippet video with him and the card. So you can find that on Golden's Instagram page if you dig for a little bit. But this is the heart of old school inserts.
Yeah.
Just were done so well back then in the 90s.
It doesn't get any better than that. So, all right, Josh, I'm going to keep you on screen here. Let's do a couple hits from the shop while Josh is doing some hits from the shop. Or actually, Jacob's going to do that, right?
He's going to put my pictures up there. Yep.
That's right. And while Jacob is putting those up and Josh is going to narrate, like I said, we're going to do a little bit of a quicker episode. We have penciled in a date for the next card night / trade night. We still have to make some decisions there, but it's going to be in late to mid February. So be on the lookout on the socials to get caught up on when that's going to happen, and we're looking forward to the next one. Go ahead, Josh.
If everything goes perfectly, we're penciling in February 24th. So kind of write that on your calendar in pencil because it could change. We have not decided if it's at the church gym or if it's back here at the shop where we have a little bit more room now. Details to come. But we are trying to get one in ASAP. So let's walk through. These are hits from the shop, and I will say these hits are mostly from today and this past weekend, with a couple being maybe a few days before. So this was today at a Leaf Exotic. That is a one of one. I forget what animal print that is behind it. It kind of looks
like peacock or something.
Maybe parrot. They have some weird ones in there, but Marino and Jim Kelly, dual auto. That's pretty awesome. I love the way, even though it's unlicensed, look how they're still in their pro uniforms. You just got no logos. Love it, Leaf.
Real quick, the fact that Beckett actually graded the card and then is willing to go back and alter the label, I think was way further than y'all ever even thought you would get with the card. So I think you're already winning with it.
Oh yeah,
because of the
absolutely.
rarity.
It's a great point.
Yeah, we just got to get it. We just got to get it spread around at the National and get some huge guys interested in it.
I'll get
one. All right, card number 2. What we got here? This was pulled out of a 2020 hanger right before the Packers game on Saturday. So that's the little, not a huge card. The customer that pulled it was a Packers fan, bought one optic hanger from that year, which was not cheap, and was super stoked because he hit this card. So that's the black and white rated rookie.
That's winning.
I really like the look of this one.
Yeah, this came out of a Breaker's Delight box of Topps Chrome update. So I think he's just a potentially good rookie.
We need a hobby shop delight box now.
Yeah. They'll say every box is a hobby shop delight. So Desmond Ridder, not the world's greatest card, but I think it was low numbered and the boxes were not expensive. So that was cool. Anytime you get a quarterback auto. So Ritter got pulled out of Valiant. This is a gold vinyl 1/1. Tyler Algier from Valiant as well. You love a good laundry tag. He had a good game despite losing. K. Dotton, that's the tight end for the Buccaneers. Brady loved throwing to him. Baker loved throwing to him. Little laundry tag auto out of Trinity. We've got Drake London, little big jumbo. That's part of the number. Little patch auto. Potentially looks like maybe Bill Belichick's going to be the new head coach there.
I saw that.
I think they're a good coach and maybe just a quarterback away from being really good. You've got, speaking of absolute, wrong Colts player. They were hoping for AR, but little quad relic, Josh Downs, rookie auto. A couple other absolute hits coming. That was a 1/1 snake skin Caleb Williams that was pulled.
Number 1 draft pick next year.
Yep. So 2 pretty nice Calebs were pulled this weekend. That was one, and I think the other one's coming up soon. That's a 1/1. If you look carefully in the bottom right corner, that is a Garrett Wilson 1/1 out of Leaf as well. We like Leaf at this shop. We sell a lot of it. It's not expensive. You get some awesome autos of great players. Breece Hall out of Valiant auto. He's going to be a stud next year. Hopefully have Rodgers back. This dude had a big game.
He did.
This is a Leaf redemption of Jahmyr Gibbs. Remember, with Leaf redemptions, you don't know what it's numbered to until you get the card. That's what it means by card and level, including parallels, will be awarded at the time of fulfillment. So this could be numbered to 25, 49, or it could be a 1/1. So we got excited, though, in a Leaf product from that year. If you see a redemption, often it was CJ Stroud, so we were getting excited a couple of times. But there's a Thibodeau patch auto that we thought was pretty cool. There's AR. Customer hit that one too. Number to 49 out of Leaf. Out of Absolute, we thought this was really cool. I don't know if Jerome's seen this. Jerome loves kicker cards, but customer hit this little 1, 2, 3, 4 color patch of Adam Vinatieri, number to 95. Not super valuable, but super cool. And then had a good game. Mr. Dalton Kincaid, little rookie 3-color patch out of Absolute, number to 99. National Treasures Collegiate. This was pulled, and that is Mahomes' guy, Rashee Rice.
Yep.
He's been catching a bunch of balls. Little booklet auto there. There's one of the other Calebs. So a little Trinity patch auto.
We're ending on the other Caleb.
We'll end when I say we end. This is a Jordan Walker out of Bowman's Best. So the next couple cards are Bowman's Best I was talking about. That was low numbered, if I remember right. Maybe 25. But these all came out of, I think, the same Bowman Best box. So
this next one might be one of my favorite inserts I've seen lately.
Real to Real, little Adley.
Oh, that's cool.
Yep, looks cool. Can't remember if that one's numbered or not, too. He bought the box, put it in the car, and then brought these back in for top loaders. And I said, let me take some pictures. So
yeah, no kidding.
It's one of those vintage inserts, Michael.
Mm-hmm.
I think the next one is a shellac. This customer got shellacked right there in a good way.
Wow.
Numbered to 250 out of Bowman's Best. The shellac.
Holy mackerel.
That's pretty cool.
Yep. Isn't there another shellac right after?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Number one pick. Skeens. So those inserts look like they're not going to be super rare, but they look super cool.
Yeah.
Here's something different.
Kudos to the Topps design department. This is actually like a $300 card. That's a foil mana crypt that a Magic customer pulled. So we were like, ooh, we don't do a whole lot of Magic singles here, but I got to take a picture of that. He came back in to show us that and get a top loader for it. So,
wow, would have never known.
So
that's cool.
These next 3 cards all came from the same Donruss hobby box. So
are you kidding me?
Young,
wow.
No, you got Bryce Young downtown from the same box, a number 2, 11 or 10 Bryce Young rated rookie, black rated rookie. And then you get 1 auto, 1 mem in each Donruss box. The mem was a number.
Oh my gosh,
Bryce Young.
That's ridiculous.
And the auto, he said, I didn't get a picture of. He said the auto was Bijan Robinson. So I mean, not a bad auto too, but
wow,
nice.
Hot box alert. All right, well that's
and there we go. I think Jacob said that's our last. So out of exotic, one of my favorite Leaf products ever. The Caleb Williams. It's probably low numbered as well, less than 10. I think it was numbered to 7 or 8 or something.
They're all low numbered.
Yeah.
3 Caleb Williams autos over the weekend.
Awesome.
Shop. So, and of course, we only get a fraction of the pictures of the stuff that's pulled. So that's some of it.
Before you take us out with crazy stat of the week, Dave is asking, are any of you guys going to Culture Collision in Atlanta? That is one of the bigger regional shows. I know a lot of guys that go to our trade night, card night, are going to be there. Some of them are even set up there. So I am not going. That is this weekend in Atlanta.
Oh, darn it. Too late. I probably can't go either. We need to. So, Dave, I should be going to those with that Jordan card and just shopping it around to all of them. Me and Michael, let's do that, Michael. Let's pick a big show, go to it, and just force that card down everyone's throat so that everyone has seen it. So when they start seeing it on socials, they'll know, hey, I've seen that card in person at the Atlanta show.
Absolutely. Good idea. All right, Josh. Well, before you do the crazy stat of the week, if you've made it this far, thank you. Leave a like, comment, subscribe to the channel, leave a review. Let us know if you like this sort of content, if you want to see more of it. Like I said, this is episode 98 of this podcast. We're heading towards 100. We'll need to get creative on that 100th episode, but we thank you guys for joining us live or on the replay. Josh, take us out with your crazy stat of the week.
I heard that there's a chance I'm being replaced for season 4. No, not a chance. I was just hoping, but no, I guess not.
That's on your wish list.
Just joshing. I have 2 basketball stats because I come across this stat stuff enough that I forgot to show this stat, and Michael, or this card from the shop. I'll show it really fast. You'll like this one, Michael. This came out of Heritage Baseball. So it's a triple relic, Muncie, Freeman, and Betts, but it's hand numbered to 25, if you can see up here.
Yes.
So thought that was pretty cool.
That is cool.
Triple relic of some good players, but when it's numbered to 25, if you ever get one of these and it's not numbered, just get a blue pin out and just number it yourself. And there you go. And then your card goes up. It goes up in value a lot when you do that. Just kidding. So this was cool. You might have seen this one. And I guess since you don't need to see my face for this, I'll show it. Luka Doncic is now tied with LeBron for the 3rd most 30-point triple-doubles of all time. And Luka's only 24. So he tied LeBron, who's been playing since the beginning of time, the most 30-point triple-doubles. So this will be a record that Luka holds for sure.
Yeah. Is that going to be another Mahomes situation?
No. Unless it goes to a winning team.
Well,
yeah, he's got to go. He's got to get some pieces and start winning some rings, and then this dude could be, in 10 years he's only 34. I mean, I said when he was a rookie he'll end up being the all-time scoring leader, but I didn't plan on LeBron playing until he was 50 at a high level. This next stat is a LeBron stat. I'm not a LeBron fan, but this is, you got to respect this.
That's the one you sent in the chat. You want me to pull it up?
I've got it right here. Is this the one I sent? Yeah. LeBron James has played against 35% of all players in NBA history. So every player that's ever played NBA in history, LeBron has played against 35% of them.
And
I mean, you
kicked
start
all their
getting
butts.
into, yeah, you start getting into like, he starts getting into Brady territory when you talk about some of these records that are like, you have to just play forever for those records to be any good. But hopefully those were two good stats to end on. And
crazy stats. All right, guys. Josh, thank you. Jacob, thank you for producing. Thanks, guys, for joining us live and catching us on the replay. We'll see you guys next week. Bye.
Absolute break coming tomorrow. Stay tuned.